Hey guys, at some point in our woodworking careers, we pick up a joiner and a planer, and that allows us to custom mill our own lumber, which is amazing. You know, it allows us to choose our own dimensions, square up our stock before we use it. It's just really great. It just opens up a whole world of opportunities when you're a woodworker, which is a lot of fun. But a lot of us, not all of us, but most of us, get that itch and we run to our big box store or a lumber yard and we pick up a bunch of that ratty construction lumber or framing lumber. 2x4s, 2x6s, 2x8s, you get the idea. It's cheap, it's plentiful, and we figure, hey, I don't care what it looks like in the store. I have the ability to make this stuff smooth and square in my workshop. So really, why does it matter what it looks like or what it's made out of? You know, why do I care? Now here's a few things to consider when using construction lumber in your projects. First is moisture content. Typically, you want the moisture content in your wood for your finer woodworking projects to be under 10%. Ideally, around 7% or below would be ideal, but generally under 10% is acceptable. Typically, construction lumber is greater than 10% moisture content. They dry this stuff quick and fast. It's not intended for a fine woodworking project, so really it's not needed. So they don't go through that extra process of drying this fully. Those kilns cost a lot of money to run. And, you know, the less time these things can be in the kiln, the more money they make, which, you know, it makes sense. I get it. Now, what does that mean for you? Now, if you're making a fine woodworking project with framing material, and this board is wetter than it should be, you know, greater than 10%, over time, this wood is going to continue to dry, and it's going to twist and warp as it does it. So that's going to cause a lot of issues with the joinery in your fine woodworking projects. Number two, typically, well, most of the time, framing lumber is made out of a soft wood. So fir, pine, spruce, you get the idea, a soft wood. So inherently, it's not as durable as a hardwood would be. Now, that may not be an issue for your project, but just keep that in mind. You don't want to use this in a high traffic area. And number three, typically these woods are grown very quickly for production. So you can see here, the growth rings are really, really wide. So this tree was probably grown for about 10 to 15 years and chopped down and made into a 2x4. Now, because these growth rings are so wide and this was grown so quickly, that inherently reduces the stability of this lumber. So even though I have it milled up and it looks pretty now, this may twist and warp over time. I have no idea. So inherently, this type of wood is less stable than wood that is designed for fine woodworking. So, not to say that you can't use it. It's good for some applications, but just keep in mind, those are some of the drawbacks of using framing lumber in your fine woodworking projects. So I don't say don't do it, but just be cautious. Boring Guy, DIY.